Abraham departed. Abraham departed. You understand in Abraham's story why God exceedingly exalted him. And he uses him until today as a reference of faith. He also is known as the father of faith in the Bible, known as the friend of God. And why? He went so far. Meanwhile, many who have way more than Abraham had don't advance as much as he did. You understand this right now. The text says in Genesis chapter 12, verse 4, "So Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken to him." So Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. God only spoke to Abraham once. Abraham had never heard God's voice until he was 75 years old. He didn't go to church because there were no churches. Abraham had not read the Bible because the Bible had not yet been written. Abraham hadn't heard any preacher or seen a testimony, a miracle. Quite the contrary. He was a frustrated man, married for a long time, and he had no children from his wife Sarah. He sought for the gods of his father, Terah, who was an idolater, looking for an answer, but he didn't find it. But he was an honorable man, a man of honor. He didn't want to impose on his wife Sarah the double shame of first, not being able to give him children, and second, the humiliation of having to tolerate to see another woman with her husband giving him children. Abraham didn't want to impose this on Sarah. Then he remained without children until he was 75 years of age, when God called him. And when God called him, it was only once that he spoke to him, one single voice, one single time, one single order, which was something unthinkable back in those days, because children would not leave their parents, as God told Abraham to do. Get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. Abraham heard that voice only once, and the text says, "So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken to him." In other words, Abraham had no difficulty in departing from the place and people that he was with. Like that, Abraham departed without questioning, without a map in his hands, because God didn't give him the destination. He would show him later, with no physical proof to show others. Imagine Abraham's conversation with his father. "Father, I'm leaving." "Where to, my son?" "I don't know." "What is on your mind? You are my heir. I'm about to die, and you will depart? How come?" "God called me, Father." "Who is this God? Show me this God. Show me an image of his." "There's no image." "But what are you going to do? What did this God tell you?" "He told me that he'll make me a father of a great nation." "My son, are you drunk? You're not even able to have a child. Will you be able to be a father of a great nation? There's something wrong with you. Sarah, talk to your husband." "Sarah, what is happening to your husband?" "I don't know. I don't know. He came back like this. He went to the field and came back like this." Oh my God, Abraham, nothing could take this conviction of faith from Abraham's mind. Because when God speaks to us, there's no point of someone saying otherwise. When God speaks to us, dear friends, it's over. That's why Abraham had no difficulty departing from his father's house, from Haran, a place where he prospered. He had no difficulty departing, neither from that moment, and in no moment later. You see that Abraham had no difficulty from departing from Haran, his father's house, departing from Lot, because he only took Lot for a matter of honor. He only took his nephew because his brother had died, and left his nephew, Lot, for a matter of honor and a responsibility of a father because he had adopted Lot. When he said, I will depart, I want to go on with my life, Abraham said, no problem. He had no difficulty departing from Lot, from Beersheba, from Abram, from Egypt, back from Egypt, and going to Moriah, and finally departing with his greatest treasure, which was Isaac. When God asked him, Abraham had no difficulty departing. But today, people don't receive God's promise. They are not exalted because they find it very hard to leave behind what separates from God, what ties them up. Many who call themselves Christians don't want to convert, because converting means they will have to let go of certain friendships, certain ways of the world. That's why you see churches today who mix the world with the Bible. No, Jesus loves you the way you are. You don't need to change. Come with us, join us. In our church you can do all things. In our church you can do anything. So many create churches to not leave things from the world behind. Many, they don't want to leave behind friendships, relatives who are interfering with their faith. One of the reasons God told Abraham to depart from his father's house was because his father was an idolater. There was no way for Abraham to follow God and to remain obedient to his father. How could he walk with God and his father if his father didn't believe in God? He was an idolater, followed other gods. That's why Jesus also said when he came to this world, he didn't come to bring peace, but a sword, to put son against father, daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, sibling against sibling. Faith in God leads us to leave people that we love the most behind. Not leaving behind in the sense of abandoning them, but to put them under God. Him first, and they will come after. So there's no more father, mother, boyfriend, girlfriend, no one above God. That is what Abraham did, and many find it hard to do the same. So they don't want to depart from their boyfriends or girlfriends who don't want anything to do with God. They don't want to depart from old beliefs, religions, superstitions. They believe in God, but they believe in superstitious things. They believe in their star sign. They also believe in the stars. They believe in God, but they believe in things out there such as a rabbit foot around their neck or a horseshoe behind the door. They believe in images made out of plaster, wood, or metal. They go to religious celebrations that have nothing to do with God. Supposedly, they believe in God, but they don't depart. They don't leave behind the things from this world. Abraham departed. When God spoke once, Abraham left, departed. Whenever he received an order from God, he departed. And many find hard to depart from the things that tie them to their past, to their current condition. Abraham had no difficulty departing. Many don't want to depart from their own ideas, ideologies, their hearsay. They put their gurus, their favorite celebrities of this world above God. Their Bible is written by themselves. They define their own gospel, their own Bible, because their ideas are above God's. They have difficulty departing from sin, leaving sin behind. They have difficulty departing from personal dreams that don't please God. And maybe they are in God's place. Because God told Abraham to depart from Beersheba to Moriah and put Isaac on the altar, that Abraham may not put Isaac in God's place. And Abraham, once again, here is Isaac. And many have the difficulty to depart from their Isaac and put their Isaac on the altar, because their Isaac became their God. So we understand why Abraham was the great reference of faith, God's friend, the father of faith. He never had difficulty departing. He only didn't depart from one place. There was a place that he never departed from, was the altar. Abraham never departed from the altar. He never departed from the life surrendered where it should be, on God's altar, trusting God until the end. And that's why Abraham got where he got. And that's why many don't leave their place, because they have difficulty departing. Hashtag Abraham departed. Hashtag place your name departed. Leave this faith too. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.